Assalamu alaikum, friend of Islamic Gallery, all praise be to Allah, the Lord of hosts. Sholawat and greetings poured out to our Prophet Muhammad, his family, and his companions. Every year Muslims around the world fast Ramadan for 29 to 30 days. For some, Ramadan may have lost its privileges. Instead of as a form of worship and increase worship. In performing fasting, there are certainly some rules that must be done. One of which is to perform soha, refrain from dirty deeds, and other sequences of supporting worship. However, it is a pity that not a few people who miss the privileges of this month of Ramadan and make mistakes or activities that are not actually useful. For some people, the rules are in fact not understood correctly by Muslims. There are still some mistakes that develop in society in performing fasting. Therefore, our Islamic Gallery friends as Muslims must understand our own mistakes that are often unknowingly we do in the month of Ramadan. Then what are some mistakes that should not be done by us? Among them are the following. 1. Fasting but not worshipping. Many people fast but do not perform the obligatory 5-time prayer completely, especially the morning and evening prayers. This mentality and laziness needs to stop so as not to become a habit. In fact, the virtue of prayer is as obligatory as the virtue of fasting. If you choose deliberately not to pray, how can you be calm during fasting? Remember that fasting is one way to maintain the health of the body, and prayer is part of it. Put aside your activities and make prayer a top priority. 2. Consider that soha is not important. Indeed, the ruling on soha is sunnah, which, when done, is rewarded, and if it is not done, it is okay or sinless. But eating soha is very important. We as Muslims certainly should not underestimate soha, because soha is our foundation in fasting all day long. And verily, there is blessing in the soha. As conveyed in the hadith of the Messenger of Allah, narrated from Anas bin Malik as follows. Do soha all of you. Verily, soha is blessed. Narrated by Bukhari, number 1923. Therefore we as Muslims who will fast are required to wake up in the morning before dawn to perform soha, even though only 1 korma and a sip of water. 3. Failed to understand the meaning of Eid. Forgiveness is a noble teaching of Islam. Unfortunately, we as Muslims seem to only forgive each other at certain times, such as during Eid. It's very strange. And in fact, the forgiveness of each other does not have to wait for Eid al-Fitr. In addition, it seems that we underestimate the sin of halal by halal. As if it was a small sin, is erased instantly during the feast. In fact, greetings and forgiveness are common for minor sins only. While a great sin is like stealing, it must apologize in detail and intensely, which is more than just shaking hands. 4. Wasting time. Ramadan is a very precious month. Before we even know it, this month of grace will end quickly. We must try and spend all the time available to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that we can get many blessings in this month. However, there are still many of us who spend our daily time all day long just playing games, watching TV, or sleeping all day. In fact, the time can be used to worship or do other positive activities. Friends of Islamic galleries, those are some mistakes that often occur in the month of Ramadan, which we as Muslims should not do. Hopefully this knowledge delivered can be useful in improving our gairah living this life and preparing for the real life in the hereafter. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.